So, it's the first video in a while. Haven't done much work on the car at all because it's been summer holidays and I've been with the kids over in Germany, in Italy and in England again, but I'm now back in England with my weekend to work on the Land Rover. So I am doing the gearbox for the third time. You can probably hear by the sound of my voice that I'm not particularly impressed by that, but it's got to be done. So I have, this is the third time I'm doing it, and the reason being, for various different reasons, but this time round I bought this new synchromesh for first and second gear, and I unfortunately dropped it when I was trying to assemble the gearbox last time. So I put it all back together and got it back together perfectly, and then hoping it would be okay, and then it has a warp in it because it's a cast brass section, and I dropped it from that table edge down to that concrete floor. So I can recommend that you don't do that because it's expensive. It's about £80 or a bit more, actually £85. So I now have a new one. Not to tempt fate, I haven't brought it round here yet. It's still at my parents' house because what I have to do first is I have to get this bell housing off again. And the last time I did that, I completely knackered the bearing in, where is it? In there. So that there is the lay shaft bearing. And I knackered that, so I had to buy that new as well, having just bought that new. So now I'm taking it very carefully. I'm wedging pieces of wood in between there. I'm heating it up with the blowtorch in there. So that's the key really, to get the lay shaft out of that bearing. I'll give you an update later. Either I'm going to have to do it for a fourth time or this will be it. That's actually quite a good start, dare I say it. The bell housing has come off quite nicely. Perhaps because the bearing was new, I don't know, but that has come off. No, probably because I oiled it actually. That came off nicely, and I'm hoping it hasn't knackered the bearings inside. So I shall have a look at that now. Okay, so the gearbox is back together. It all went pretty smoothly actually. As I say, it was the third time I've done it. I had some help putting it back together because it's a bit of a tricky one-man job. So there's the sealant just going off around there. I've just placed that on there. I've also put the gear levers in their correct formation. Just resting that on there. I'll seal that in later. I've just put that bearing and that nut on there, that castle nut. But yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with that. It all turns freely. The gears work. I mean, I'll test it once it's all back together, obviously, but yeah, it's together. And then I can eventually put it together with well, what I'll do is I'll fit it to the engine first once I've got all the interior parts fitted, which are over here. They're all in here, in this box. The last gaskets in this bag here. And then I'll put it onto the engine block, just under that rag. And then I'll fit the transfer case back on, and then we have a engine, gearbox and transfer case, which is quite a milestone for this project, which is into its third year. Right, so I've got the gearbox, half of the gearbox, onto the engine now in the car. Used all the original bolts, which probably should end up changing after a while, because these ones here, there are a couple of different types. These are locking nuts, and some of them down here are just with spring washers, so it's had a bit of a mix in the past, but I really should replace them. But that's all I've got at the moment, and it's on there, and the engine turns the gearbox, which is good, and in neutral it turns freely, so I'm pleased with that. I'm not sure at this stage whether it's a good idea to fit the gearbox without the transfer case. I don't know if it's possible to do it like I'm doing it, but I just thought I'd try it because at least I can carry it that way. Otherwise I'd have to put it up there under the winch, and I don't fancy doing that. So that's where we are. So I'm just going to explain something about the third and fourth gear synchromesh, which is really important when you're building a gearbox for the first time. In the center of that shaft there are splines, and on one side it's recessed and on the other side it is not recessed. The reason why that is recessed is that when that synchromesh slides onto the main shaft, it sits over the circlip of the third gear. And that's really important because when I installed it, these are two, that's the old one, that's the new one which I bent, and then I've now fitted the new one, and you know, it's 50-50 chance of whether if you don't know, you're going to get it right. So luckily I was able to check whether I have or haven't got it right, and because it's this gearbox and because it's me, I haven't got it right, so I'm going to have to, unfortunately, build it again, and that is the 4th time, which is quite funny really. The 4th time I'll be taking this gearbox apart. But hopefully, you know, I'll get it right next time. So I've just got the bell housing off again, and we're just going to do the moment of truth. There's a needle bearing, which we're going to put over there. And then here is the 3rd, 4th synchromesh, which is a bit tight. But as we can see, there is the recess, and there it isn't, so it's on the wrong way. So, let's put it back together again. So I've got the gearbox apart yet again, and invariably the gasket is knackered, so I tried to save it, but then I thought, no, actually I've got some gasket paper here, so it's a bit old and knackered, but I made a first template, which sort of was a sacrificial one really, and then I'm making a better one here, so I'm going to cut that out and then make the holes nice and neat and get that on there. Right, so today I am going to make up a tool, which I don't know if you can see that, which is the special tool for this castellated nut on the end of the main shaft on the gearbox. So this is about £100. This part, if you were to buy it off eBay, which isn't too bad, but it's a lot of money. So what I'm going to do is I've bought a 32mm deep socket, and I'm going to angle grind in with a very thin blade the teeth. So I'm going to see if it works. I'm going to put some tape on there, and I'm going to mark up in there, and then yeah, cut it and see what happens. So finished the tool. Don't know if it's going to work yet, but it's quite crude and there's only 4 teeth to it, but I think that's the only way it works with this this socket, because it's corrugated on the inside. But anyway, so the idea is it goes onto there, and we'll tighten that up to the required 50 pounds-foot torque that it requires. So save myself about £100 if it works. I've got the gearbox back together again. I've tightened these bolts up here before around the bell housing to the main gearbox housing at 35 pounds-foot torque. Now these are said in the book to be about 9, but there's no way. I think I just sheared that one and that one definitely. They're just turning in the hole. So I've managed to knit them up a little bit. I mean, they're not turning round and round. You know, they go tight and then they plonk back, so I'm a bit worried about that because I didn't even get them to 9. I might have got that way off, but anyway, I've Loctited them on there, and hopefully that should do it. I've Loctited the lay shaft bolt up to 65 pounds. That's all done, and I'm about to do with my special tool. I'm going to do the rear castle nut. Right, so the gearbox is back on the engine, and I have now, using my special tool, which worked perfectly, tightened this castle nut up to 80 to 85 pounds, and this is still loose, but we've got full rotation here, which is very nice. Rotation here, and put that back on. I've tightened these up, knit those up to about 30, 35. I don't think they're quite 35. It says they're supposed to be 35, but I sheared one of those ones under there, which seems to be quite a common theme with me. But it wasn't even up to 30, so it just started to go. So obviously it didn't quite shear it, but anyway, all those done. I've cut the that final bolt that I had, that was too long for the slave cylinder, and I'm thinking about leaving it there. I'd really like to get the transfer case on, but I think it might just be a bit too much work. So we'll see.